What's going on, fellow fixers? I'm Jeremy Schick and I'm a fixer. In today's video we are going to be building a shelf out of galvanized pipe that hangs from this upper cabinet for a microwave. Thanks so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel, like this video, and hit the bell icon so you get notified. Let's go ahead and get started. First of all, let me say Happy New Year, Happy 2019 to everybody. I hope you had a great New Year's celebration. But if you remember in the last video, I sealed all the grout on this tile backsplash. And so the reason that I was sealing all of this was because I was preparing to go ahead and mount and hang a shelf for my microwave. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm using this galvanized pipe. And you can see here it's just these 1 foot pieces with, I don't know what you call this, let's see what they call it, floor flange. So it's with this floor flange, galvanized pipe, and then these pieces, which are called, they call these reducer couplings. So essentially what I'm going to do is this will hang from underneath, and I have 4 of these. The shelf will hang from the bottom. These will be what holds on the shelf. So basically I'm going to drill a hole in the shelf and then thread this on, basically stick the pipe through that hole, thread this on, and that shelf will basically hang right under here. Alright, so the biggest thing with these cabinets is that there's screws that connect and hold these cabinets together, how they're built. So whenever I mount these, I have to make sure that I mount them in so that it doesn't interfere with that screw. The other thing is on this side is where my power outlet is. So obviously I don't want to put this like so, which would block that power outlet. It's going to have to come in, one for that screw, but also to make sure there's room for the outlet to be attached. Also in the back here there is a piece of board which is what those screws are screwed through. And so I'm going to have to make sure that I step this forward some so that I don't interfere with that. Alright, so here's what you're going to need for this project. You're going to need 4 half-inch galvanized pipe. These are 12-inch, half-inch diameter, and then 12-inch long. You're going to need 4 floor flanges for this. You're going to need these 4 of these reducers. And then you're going to need 4 of these machine 1/4-20 bolts. Basically these are just going to go through these holes up through the cabinet, and then the nut will attach on the inside. So, and you're going to need a piece of wood, which I've already cut and painted. And all I did was cut it to the width. This is a 36-inch cabinet, so I cut it just a little bit shy of 36 inches. And that's it. Alright, so let's go ahead and figure out where I'm going to mount each of these flanges. Alright, so what I'm going to do to ensure that the front foot and the back foot are lined up is I'm going to put a square on this, and the reason for it is I want to be able to line up these screw holes. It's going to be right about like that. That'll ensure that it stays clear. And I'm just going to put a light line here. I'm just going to line up this line and continue it to the back. Now what that also gives me is a way on this other side to measure how far this is. And this is 3 7/8 from the edge. If I come on the other side, I can do the same thing. I can come in 3 7/8 and then take my square and line that up. Okay, now what I've done there is ensured that these feet will be equal distance from the outside. So now the next thing that I need to determine is how far in I want that first screw hole to be. And obviously I don't want it right on the edge because this is particle board. What I can do is just put a line right in the middle. Then I have my two marks for where this first one is. I can measure and see how far in that is. And that is 7/8 of an inch. So now I can come in over here 7/8 of an inch. So now I have a place where both of these feet can start on either side. Alright, so I'm basically going to do the exact same thing on this back side. So I'm going to measure exactly 7/8 of an inch from the outside from this back wall. And that's going to tell me where to put the back foot. So now what you want to do is just take your 1/4 inch bit, which will fit this hole perfectly, and we're going to go ahead and drill our first two holes. And actually it's really easy. All you have to do is drill the first one for each foot or flange, and then you can attach it and then drill out the other ones. So that's simple. So let's go ahead and do that. So the other thing I forgot to tell you you're going to need is some washers, and these are 1/4 inch washers, and they're wide, 1 1/4 inch wide, so it will grab quite a bit of this counter or this cabinet. So now I can take my flange, stick it through the hole, attach a washer, and attach a nut. Line up the next hole. Same idea. There you go. Now what you want to do is grab some pliers and grab one of these nuts and tighten them down. You obviously don't want these to come off once you get your shelf mounted. One down. Alright, so you probably saw that I only put in 3 screws on this back one. It's because they gypped me a nut. So I'm going to have to get another 1/4 inch nut, and then I can finish that off. But that's not going to stop me from going ahead and mounting. I mean, I still have, 15 screws in this thing. But it does certainly make a mess. Let me show you. There you go. So make sure that whenever you're putting on your washers and your nut, that you get the debris out from underneath these washers. You definitely don't want that hanging out underneath there. And you also notice in the back, I did not give it enough room to put the washer, so that was an oversight. I would probably step that back out just a hair the next time, but plenty of attachment to hold this shelf up. Alright, I can go ahead and thread on the rods. They are attached. So now you can see I have some marks on the board for where I need to drill out for these pipes to sit through. Alright, so now I just have to get this up, and I think that it actually might fit okay. without having to use a larger drill bit. There you go. Shelf is mounted. It feels pretty solid. You could technically put like maybe a threaded rod or something in the back if you just want a little bit more support in the back, but I think it'll be okay. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Again, please subscribe to the channel, like this video if you liked it, and hit the little notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. But you can see here, this was a simple project. It literally took me maybe 30 minutes or so to do. But now I have a shelf. I can put my microwave in there and I'll be in good shape. Get it off the counter. Thanks so much for watching. Happy New Year. We'll see you on the next video.